Hello, here's something that pops up from time to time. If it's not your cup of tea, stop watching now because it's not going to interest you at all. But if it is, then stay with me. I'm not going to comment too much because I'll just give you time to read what's on the screen. Another inquiry. Delivering 1.5 million new homes, where are they going to put them, I wonder? Land value capture policies. They're seeking to capture the value uplift on land. Now, there's a mistake there for a start because the value of land is not its price, which is what they seem to be thinking about. Section 106 agreements are when developers agree to provide some facility or other, like a playground or a little bit of park, in exchange for the planning consent. Community infrastructure levy is a charge, and if you look on the internet, it seems to be the subject of endless court cases, so it's obviously not working all that well. Oh, here's an interesting one. Property rights. Are they thinking of compulsory purchase? That's definitely a potential violation of property rights. This 1.5 million new homes is a question. As I said, where are they going to go and who's going to build them and where the materials and other resources going to come from? Are they actually available? Crash house building programs have tended to end rather badly, like the Swedish Milieu program and a lot of the development in the 60s. You can only groan and say, here we go again. This subject's cropped up so many times over the last 80 years, it's unbelievable. If you're going to reply, here are some things to bear in mind and to point out. There have been 4 failed attempts to capture land value uplift. The Town and County Planning Act 1947 was the object of a revolt. Nearly half the parliamentary Labour Party opposed it on the grounds that it made it impossible to introduce land value taxation, which was what they supported at the time. The problem, particularly with 106 agreements, that the benefit that's provided isn't really necessarily the best one for the place or time. You tend to get projects done for the sake of it. Ad hoc contributions for the Elizabeth line, that was a thing that was cobbled together, but it doesn't really capture all the increases by any means. This is the difficulty with capturing land value uplift. Not all the beneficiaries contribute. I'll give an example here. If you build a new station, you get an increase in land value, but you can't say where that value applies and how far it extends out from the facility. It's even more difficult to put a figure to the benefit. One-off payments, that was one of the failures in particular of the 1947 Act. It dried up the supply of land. And this is another point. If you provide, say, a new train service, those benefits continue as long as the service continues to run. It's not a one-off bonus. The whole thing is conceptually flawed because the value of land is its annual rental value, it's not its selling price. Land produces its own revenue stream, which is its rent, its rental value. Selling prices are derivatives, they're based on interest rates and expectations, and that's one of the big flaws in any attempt to capture uplift. Land value taxation, which is a national land rent charge, addresses all of the above objections and difficulties, which is why Labour should have introduced it in 1947. Infrastructure enhances and sustains land rental value. A tax on annual rental values captures a portion of this value perpetually, as precisely as is reasonably practicable, and it captures all other land value as well. The huge bonus here is that a national land value tax can replace all existing property taxes. There's a huge saving in administration. So to conclude, Land value taxation would certainly be an effective and efficient way of collecting increases in land value due to planning consents and infrastructure developments. Whether it would deliver 1.5 million new homes is another matter. What can be said with certainty is that it would deliver all the government's reasonable expectations in that direction.